afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a Nacho Tuesday, another Nacho Tuesday, actually. And today I have Daniel here with Brainactive, and we'd love if you could introduce what you guys do over there in a quick elevator pitch.
Hi, everyone, and thanks, Sandy, for inviting me. Oh, yeah, so Brainactive is a new platform. It's an AI-driven platform that connects companies with and market researchers with engaged and profiled consumers all over the world. In a flexible manner, it can be used do-it-yourself. It can be used as assisted by human experts. So you name it. It's a place where people who need insights from consumers can get them very easily, very fastly, and cost efficiently.
Great. So tell us how you got to this point in your career. Where did all this start, and how did you get into starting this company here?
Sure thing. I spent over 18 years of experience in the market research industry, mainly in sales and business development positions. I work with and for some of the largest players in the industry, to name a few: Ipsos, Kantar, GfK, and many, many others, both on the client side and agency side. In 2015, I started my own agency, Data Diggers, what I can say, basically I learned how to be an entrepreneur. Taking it from the scratch, a mere idea, to an organization that today spans over 3 continents and has team of different positions. And in recent years, I noticed a trend toward cost optimization and automation, and I decided it's time to come up with something new that solved the main problem. The traditional market research process is too costly and takes too much time. So that's how Brainactive was born last year in August. So yeah, this is a bit about me.
Off to the races for you guys, right? So yeah, I've heard that from a lot of founders and a lot of people that start these type of platforms. Essentially, a lot of them start as like an agency. They work with a lot of customers and they start to productize their services. They realize that as they productize their services, there's a larger opportunity at play where, instead of charging billable hours, you could just create a tool that you could sell to a bunch more people. So that's kind of a great backstory there. So I guess what changed in consumer research over the last few years, and what trends do you foresee over the next few years?
The way I saw it, more and more focus on cost optimization from both traditional large players, but also at lower levels. Then also insights are needed quicker than ever before. We need them yesterday. Stakeholders need to take business decisions based on actual data and not hunches. In some cases, such as advertising, insights are needed within hours, or else they're not relevant anymore. So naturally, in the past few years, there has been an increasing amount of new ideas popping up that promise to solve the main problem, but they are still very much fractional, handling only parts of the process, many times over promising on what I can actually achieve.
And why do you think the cost was so high previously in the past? What led to those cost increases for this process for consumer research?
Well, there are a lot of players involved in the traditional market research process, and many times they invoice each other. There are a lot of procedures, oftentimes I wouldn't say essentials to the core purpose. And yeah, even these services, they fluctuate. The amount of work can change. And there you go, from insights, from idea to insights, cost can evolve pretty much when you have so many, such a cumbersome process. So yeah, this is the reason why. It's actually what we are trying to change. We come up with the alternative of internalizing the market research, doing things yourself, with the help of a professional platform, with our AI trained on market research on the side that can help you from end to end, with questionnaire building, defining your target audience, extracting results, actually correlations from results that can help you, take proper decisions in your business, whatever that may be.
Yep. So I guess what's the best way to do consumer research successfully today without wasting time and money?
Well, while traditional market what you just see. Yeah, definitely. So while agencies definitely have their role, their knowledge and expertise, the process can be handled increasingly in-house with lots of options to build professional questionnaires quickly, actually in minutes, get insights from all over the world in the same time frame, and to extract meaningful data from the results with just a few clicks. Even more so, you have the AI who is, I'm telling you, incredibly capable of giving you whatever you're looking for if you know how to ask, if you are very specific and give it a little bit of context. I'm not saying we should rely on the AI very much. We're not at that stage. Still, researchers do make a lot of sense. They do have their expertise, and the human eye tends to catch up on some trends and nuances. But still, the old ways can be improved dramatically.
Yeah, a lot of people I talk to, a lot of AI founders, a lot of them always say that AI is more of a productivity tool as opposed to a replacement. So it sounds like you guys are kind of using it in a similar manner, assisting researchers in that regard. So I guess, what do you suggest for researchers who struggle during consumer surveys?
There are several challenges that today's researchers deal on a regular basis, but one I could quickly mention is the ability to control the gross margin on every project. So like I said, given the multiple players involved in the process that basically invoice each other, and then the multiple procedures, the amount of overhead expenses that you cannot get rid of, oftentimes they are not essential to the main purpose. Luckily, the options are available. Internalizing the process with the help of a do-it-yourself platform such as Brainactive, you can do things all by yourself. You can reduce the time to insights dramatically, and I'll give you an example in just a minute. And they can also control the costs in the same way, leading to stronger performance in a short time frame. So, in a traditional market research process, the time to insights is somewhere in between 6 to 8 weeks, counting all the processes, all the procedures, all the players that I mentioned. Using a do-it-yourself platform, and I'm not saying relying fully on it, but using it for things like questionnaire building, deploying the survey to relevant people, extracting the results that matter to you. It takes you only 5 to 6 days maximum tops.
Wow.
And I mean, in most cases, so with most audiences, of course.
Yeah, that's a huge savings in time there.
Yeah. It is dramatically. It's improving the operational expenses dramatically, and you can see the results quite quickly. It's simple. Instead of spending time with building the questionnaire, taking so many days, you can go to the AI, talk to it, give it a bit of context. It's gonna give you a basic structure of the questionnaire, not the full questionnaire that you can easily work on. You can edit it as you wish. A couple of clicks later, the questionnaire is in your respondents' inbox. They fill it up. You see the results. Extract them, and there you go.
Yeah, and as I say, time is money too. So being able to turn this process over a lot more quickly allows you to make better decisions for your business to be able to move forward and hopefully make money because of those decisions. So I guess, what's the best way to structure surveys to get quality data in return? I mean, the old adage, good quality questions get good quality answers.
Yeah, well, there are some, aside from ensuring that you have the relevant people answering the question, which is something the AI can also help you with. There are several rules about how surveys should be structured in order to secure the data quality that everybody's after these days. So briefly speaking, avoid vaguely language in questions, words with double meaning, avoid long list of answer options that will surely cause fatigue among the respondents and lack of attention. And instead include the other specify or none of the above options. So keep it concise, to the point. Avoid long list of answer options, which for sure make them not pay attention, and I think you're good to go. aside from securing the right people to answer.
Yeah, and you get the typical choice paralysis.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Luckily, there are options. When you have a long list of answers that you have to use, like a long list of brands.
Yeah, it's a big cognitive load too. People tend to tune out at that point. Too much work. So I guess what tips do you have for running a consumer research business? I mean, you've been kind of on both sides now, doing the manual work and then also on the platform side, developing some sort of automation there. Is there any lessons that you've learned from building Brainactive.ai?
So we're still very early in the process with this project, the Brainactive, but I can see that it's a bit challenging to change the old habits, old ways of working, even though the benefits are so obvious. What we do at Brainactive has a quick positive impact in the day-to-day work of market research agencies. We quickly see an add-on of using a tool that literally saves a lot of your operational expenses and can be used in a flexible manner, end-to-end or sample only. However, end clients who are not used to handling things by themselves in a do-it-yourself environment will definitely need more time to adjust.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense, actually. I mean, that's the reason why a lot of innovations fail, actually, is because the innovation might be great, right? But maybe you got to meet your customers where they are. So if they're not ready to adopt it, or maybe they have processes in place and ways of doing things that already exist, it's really hard to decouple from that, even if you do have a better solution that comes along. So it sounds like you guys are tackling that like pros. So I guess where do you see consumer research going in the future, especially with this level of automation?
I think we're going to see more and more cost optimization in the near future, mainly fueled by a constantly weak consumer sentiment. And I would say geopolitical instability, which both have direct effects on market research spending worldwide. So my expectations is that we will see more newcomers in the market research industry that will come up with innovative ways to build research instruments, reach out to respondents, and analyze the data. So definitely with an increasing usage of AI, you're probably evolving into AI research agents that will handle parts of the process side by side with their human counterparts. Yeah, that's how I see it.
Very exciting. So I guess failure comes with any profession. So could you maybe tell us some stories or times where you might have failed at something and what you learned from it?
Sure. I think that my biggest failure so far is not finding the recipe for a proper work-life balance.
You're taking a late night call right now too. I know
Yeah. If you want to succeed, the day does not start at 9 a.m. and then ends at 5 p.m. And I heard that, I learned that the hard way very fast. Holidays are pretty much optional, and even when you rise to a higher level, it requires constant learning. And even more to this day's adaptation, flexibility, a lot of going outside the comfort zone, sure, negative effects on your personal life, but great things require this kind of effort. So I'm good with it.
Yeah, and hopefully it doesn't have to be forever kind of thing. You put in your work today, and it pays off, and much higher multiples later. But yeah, work-life balance is key, and I think with remote work, especially with the way trends have been going, that 9 to 5 doesn't really exist anymore. But there's some opportunity there, maybe where you could take some time off during the middle of the day to take care of some personal business, and then maybe work at night, do these kind of calls like we're doing now. So I think, being able to manage that flexibility, I think, is really key, even if you're working longer hours, like not doing like a straight shot through the entire day, I think makes it easier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not easy, it's not easy, but it's rewarding. I can say that, to build something from the scratch and to try like we're doing here as Brainactive. It's not a pretty simple idea. It simplifies things, but it's difficult to put into practice when there's so much, all habits, like I said, are entrenched. It's hard to demonstrate to someone who's been doing this the whole life in a certain way that you can do it very differently, maybe all by yourself, even when it's a lot of time and cost efficiency at stake.
Yeah, I've been a part of several innovation trends myself too, and I've had solutions. I've seen solutions even where It might be better, but it's just the outdated ways of doing things and those processes. It doesn't logically make sense sometimes, but it's there, and it's hard to decouple from that. So you just got to be patient, kind of pick at it one step at a time, and that'll becomes part of your go-to-market motion.
Yeah, that's true.
So I guess what's one thing you want potential customers to know about Brainactive and why they should pick your platform today over others?
Well, to sum it up, Brainactive was designed as an extremely easy-to-use tool, adapted to any type of scenario you might run into. Like I said, the end-to-end research from defining objectives and up to receiving the insights, or it's a rather sample only, which is something more designed for certain market research agencies. The platform has anything you need in one place, from assisting you with any step of the process. It can be used by anyone, regardless of market research experience. It can be used as a team. You can share things. You can assign things. You can define a budget in it. And this will definitely reduce any customer's operational costs pretty fast. So that's the most unique, I would say, USP about Brainactive.
Yeah, it sounds like the right choice. Yeah, don't be afraid to adopt new technology and try a better way to do things, right?
Absolutely, yeah, that's true.
What's next for you guys? I mean, you guys sound pretty innovative over there. Do you got anything? Obviously, we don't want to spill any secrets or anything, but what are you guys excited about working on over the next 5 years?
Luckily, we have a very ambitious and daring software development team. So we have an ambitious roadmap ahead of us, many new features that will improve the interaction between the user and the AI. I cannot get into too many details, but we're working very hard on that so that the AI can become a true researcher, even better at some point than the human counterpart. So the customer cannot only handle every part of the market research process by themselves, but the quality of the outcome they get from the platform is going to be superior to the one they currently have. We don't believe that market research can be solely handled by AI, at least not very soon. But we do believe that AI is going to be indispensable for any part of life, and market research is not making an exception. Like I mentioned, there are so multiple things you can do with AI right now. We're going to work on that even more.
Awesome. We're excited about your guys' future. Where can people learn more about your guys' company?
Thank you, Andy. Yeah.
Oh, where can people learn more about your company?
Sorry.
Where can people learn more about
where can people learn more about us? Sure. They can go to brainactive.ai. We are on all social media. We're going to be present in at different trade shows that are related to market research in the next year. You can always drop us a message on the website. I'm always happy to respond to any questions.
Awesome. Well, Daniel, really excited about what you guys are working on over there. Obviously, consumer research is key for making critical decisions, and you guys are really leading the way there, helping advance that industry. So, NachoNacho is really proud partners of you guys. Anybody interested in looking it up, go to brainactive.ai, or you could find it today in the NachoNacho marketplace. We have a special offer there for 25% cash back. NachoNacho is your first stop for software savings. We do have the best brands. We do happen to have Daniel's here. So if you're looking to save time and money on your consumer research, definitely check out his product today. All right. Thanks, Daniel. Take care.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you.